Okay. You can cut it. It's all good.
Where are we?
Katie.
How are you doing, Jess?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I was just saying to James, I'm feeling a bit crook.
Oh, really? I felt I felt a bit funny today because the weather changed, yeah?
The weather's been,
Up and down, yeah.
Yeah. No, I've had this stomach illness for like 2 months now.
Oh my God.
I know. I tried a new supplement and it just like destroyed me. So I was like, back to my soup.
Oh, that's so cute. But you've been drawing. I've really talented, Katie. Like, Jesus Christ. You have no idea. You're so good. Have you seen her drawings, James? Holy shit. They're so good. They're so good. I screenshotted one of them. I'm like, this is so cool.
Oh, you're too sweet. It's nice to know that I'm good at something because I don't know, I just have this thing about like I hate learning things, so I need to have like one thing that I'm like at least like mediocre good at.
Yeah.
Like so I'm frustrated all the time with like the learning process. But yeah.
Oh, it can be annoying.
Yeah.
I guarantee that. But yeah, how's your week been, everyone?
It's been full on.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, it's just so busy. Busy week. It went really quick though. It's just
working?
pardon?
Are you working?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you work?
I work at I probably won't say on here.
Oh yeah. Like retail? Like
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after. I work in government. So yeah.
So that'd be hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Like you said, and also the weather was so like up and down this week, like beautiful days and then colder days. So yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, oh, after the week.
Yeah, my week's been pretty, well, it hasn't been hectic, but it's just like, it's like I'm like this one person steam train trying to like keep my life going.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty tired, like trying to do everything. And like I work from home. So, and it's weird how tired being indoors, like most of the time in the same house, like makes you sleepy. Like my other friend was like, I'm so sleepy. I'm like, me too. So weird.
Yeah. I don't see like a penny's worth of difference between me going to the office or working from home, to be honest.
Really?
No, I don't find any difference. It's the same stuff, just at a different desk, I would say.
Yeah.
It's
You
weird.
don't find like a weird merge between like home life and work, or are you right with that?
It's weird because after a while I do miss talking to people, but I seem to like, even this week I performed better with me just being on my own.
Wow.
And this is what happened last year, and I didn't think that was possible, so I just do my thing and then that's it. But when it's the office, there's always some drama, I feel. And then it just takes your energy. I don't know what that is. Like drama happens like when you're working from home as well, but then it's not as harsh, I think, because you're just in your own energy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm working from home, I just can't be motivated. I'm just like, nah. So I'm on YouTube, looking up videos, just doing everything besides the actual work. I like going to the office. It's like good team, good people, and I guess when you live by yourself, it's just nice just to see people and have interactions. Yeah.
It's true. You miss the little things like buying a coffee or catching up with someone.
Yeah. Just talking shit, really.
I agree.
I work by myself where I work, so it's kind of the same, except I feel more motivated when even though I complain about it, like my least favorite part of the day is getting up and getting out of the house. But it's just like showering and getting dressed. I love like wearing my clothes. They're like curated. I love colors and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like going to the office, I have things organized. Whereas like from home, yeah, I find the same as James. Like I'm just like, oh, like if there's like minimal work to do, I'm not under pressure. I'm just like on my phone, and then I feel guilty, and then I work longer to make up for the time that I haven't been working because I don't want to be paid for nothing. So it's
Yeah.
like uni in a way, like uni when you have like an exam and you're just dawdling, and eventually you get it done. Still the same process, I guess. Yeah.
I hate the loomingness when you're working from home, like your desk being there, like when it's the weekend. And you like keep on going past that desk and you know that it's coming, like it's coming. At least like with work, it's like you leave that space and there's no actual reminder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, that was basically it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've like sometimes I'd leave the phone on by accident and it would like ring on the weekend. I just feel like, oh, like constantly reminded of my job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ah. Look at that. So tell us about your life, Katie. What do you like doing? Have you started gardening? Are you a gardener now?
Gardening.
You have. Wow.
I used to hate gardening, and now I'm gardening because I'm bored.
Look at
And
that.
I want to get outside in this nice weather.
Yeah.
And like I'm looking after my parents' house, which is huge, too big for me. And their garden's just like massive for me anyway. It's not that big, but it's been overgrowing. There's like huge weeds, like half the size of me, like in the garden bed. So I'm like, all right, my parents are coming back maybe end of October. Like I'll start weeding and stuff like that. So out of character.
Wow.
It's been nice.
So not last lockdown, this lockdown, you've decided to knuckle down and garden.
Yeah.
That's something different.
Yeah. No, it's just like, like it's sunny outside, so I might as well get out there and do something.
Yeah. Well done. What about you, James? Have you done something out of the ordinary in this lockdown?
I've just been going for like lots of walks, so around botanic gardens. Nothing really outside like the norm. Just making some music, working on some songs, writing some, writing some new ones, and just kind of watching a lot of TV, a lot of reality TV, which is quite, I know, kind of, I guess, escapism, I guess, because I'm watching a lot of like reality shows about traveling because I can't travel. So I'm living vicariously through the TV. They're like, oh, that looks so pretty, like blah, blah, blah. And then what else have I been doing? I've been watching all shows, basically reality shows to do with like creating or traveling or exploring. So the one where they Heidi Klum's in it and they have to make clothes, the fashion designers.
Oh my
So
God.
they're making
Cool.
all the clothes and stuff. And I just kind of feel like watching that kind of stuff. I know it's just reality TV shows, and also like interior design and things, just seeing people doing stuff, I guess kind of then motivates me to like, oh, let's do some washing, let's, do some online shopping and all that kind of stuff. It's like how you can, create and whatnot, and cooking as well, I guess.
That's cool.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
It's really
How
cool.
about you?
I haven't done anything new, I would say. I'm just like living in the moment. I check the cases every day. That's for a damn certain sure. Like I just want to know. And then I see the percentage. That's as far as I go. I'm just like, what is it? Okay, 334. Right. Okay, what's the percentage of the first dose like in Victoria? All right, it's 64.5. Great. And then I just leave the news and Facebook. And then I don't go on. What else have I been doing? I've been drinking a lot of water, a lot of juice. I've been going for walks when the weather's good, of course. That's about it, really. I'm getting, what else am I doing? Watching random Netflix movies, but I'm not finished any of them, I don't think. I just leave them and then just go for a walk. And then I'm just like, what did I watch? Like, so I don't know what I've been watching on there. Yeah, just going with the flow, really.
There's weird shit on there, isn't there?
I spent like, I think like an hour yesterday just trying to find something to watch. And then I watched He's All That, the new.
I started watching
extraordinaire.
that. I stopped it.
Oh, it's so good. Like when you actually like skip 40 minutes of it, it really gets into the story, I feel. And then I went back to She's All That, and She's All That is such like, it's more interesting. But of course, it's the original, I guess. But yeah, little stuff like that. A lot of motivational TikTok videos I've been watching. They're like, you can do it, and then it's only for 10 seconds, and then the next one's like, have you thought about your life? And then the next TikTok video. And you're like, yeah, okay, I got the point.
That's what you need. We need quick motivation in the morning.
Yeah, you're just like, you can do it.
Tell us something. Yeah. We want the quick fix.
We just want the quick fix, not the drama. Just tell me the answers.
Yeah. Cut to the chase.
Exactly. Anything that's really affected any of you during this lockdown, mentally, emotionally, physically?
Yeah, living alone.
Huh?
Living alone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because last year I lived with housemates, and I don't know if I was telling you guys last time, but I loved lockdown. It came at the perfect time for me last year. I just like had the space to grow as a person, whereas this time I was doing all my growing outside the house with people, improving my social anxiety and stuff like that. And now I'm like in a house by myself. And like last week I started panicking because I hadn't seen anyone for like almost 2 weeks. And like I was feeling really sleepy and I couldn't concentrate at work. I was like, oh my God, my brain's shutting down from like not seeing people. I'm going into survival mode, and I like started freaking out about it.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, you look well, Katie. I would say that.
Oh. It's only because talking to you guys, it's real nice actually. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, James, you're making her feel better.
That's good. I think it's like been really interesting as well. Obviously, like living by myself now as well. It's very different, like you were saying. And also it's like a lot more, I kind of find it's like this week especially, like I've just been like, nope, like I know like, you know, you don't really feel like going for a walk, but you need to go for a walk. You need to get outside of your, you know, your own little bubble and, you know, venture outside. Yes, like, you know, we've got masks and all this kind of stuff, but it's, I don't know, I just find it's like really been important in this year being by myself to just kind of keep reminding yourself the importance of going outside and actually, you know, doing it. Because like I feel like when you're by yourself, it's very easy just to be like, oh, I'm just watching Netflix, I'm just at home again, and you're just stuck in the same like routine of doing the things. So yeah, the biggest thing I would say is the importance of like going outside and just like kind of what you were saying with gardening or anything, just getting back to like something, you know, that's not so, I guess, mundane. Like seeing something new, walking around somewhere. I know there's so many streets in your thing, but maybe try and find, I don't know, a court somewhere that you haven't seen.
Sure.
They like recommend you to like drive a different way to work if like you like to get your dopamine firing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do different things.
So when I was working to work, I've been doing that as well. Just going a different way, just trying to do anything a little bit different. It's like, oh, that's cool, it's different. So I've been going to like all the different paths along the Royal Botanic Gardens. So like there's a herb garden which I discovered. So I was like walking through that and like, oh, this is cool. And they're like, stop taking the herbs because people are like itching them. Anyway, and yeah, just like all that kind of stuff, just going and like you said, just going a different way, a different route, just kind of makes you a little bit more excited. It's like, ooh, something new. Yeah. And with cooking new stuff as well, that's kind of what I've been trying to do, is like you can get stuck in the routines of the same food all the time. So mixing it up, that's what I've been trying to do, just do something new while you can in lockdown. Yeah.
That's like actually what I also had a freak out about last week, because I was eating exactly the same meals every day for about a month straight because of this stomach thing. And I was like I'm eating the same thing every day. I'm doing the same thing every day. Like I could feel my brain cells dying from like the monotony of this. So like
Yeah.
I just started cooking my potatoes differently and my chicken differently, and it's just made the world of a difference.
I think it's
It's so interesting how it's just something so simple like that.
all the days seem to blend into one. I think that's the problem. And you're just like, have I eaten? And then you, like for me, today I was just like, have I eaten? And I thought I did, but that was last night. That's how sad I am. Like, that's what happened in the afternoon. And normally I'm gunning for food. Like I'm a hungry person.
Yeah, normally you are.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, oh, I've eaten. I'm like, no, I didn't. That was last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
What have you found the most challenging, Jess? Or
I'll tell
new?
you what. Okay. I'll tell you. Ready? So my court is angled like this, yeah? And the court next to me is kind of like on an angle, yeah? I've been trying to find the house where I'm like, I can see their backyard. And I'm just like, what's the front of this house? So it's basically me. And because it's angled in a way, and there's a big tree at the back of my house. And I'm just like, which house is it? So it's like me going up and down, like briskly walking, going, well, it could be that one, could be that one, could be that one. I've done it about 5 times, like in the
You
past.
still haven't figured it out?
I think I have, because that like big tree, it's connected to like, it's in the middle of all like 4 other like houses. So my house is here, next door neighbor, that house, and then the other one. I'm pretty sure I've like located it by now, and it's a white house. And I always thought it was the one next to it, but I don't think it is now. That was my biggest struggle.
You're a cracker.
Oh, Jesus. See, I'm entertaining myself, we would say.
That's
But like,
fabulous.
on a serious note, what's been troubling me? Gosh, I wasn't drinking enough water, I would say. And I'm knuckling that down and making sure I'm drinking enough. Well, it's not water.
Cheers. It's got water in it.
True.
And vitamins and minerals. Ooh.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Are we keen for another week in lockdown?
So keen for another week. Nah, the biggest thing is that I'm just kind of just taking it one day at a time. We've never had so much time and space to just be by ourselves. So I guess that's kind of one thing. It's just like, you know, I think we can get in a habit of thinking and thinking and thinking, where sometimes maybe it's just about not thinking. You know, placing those pressures on yourself. Oh, you need to do something, you need to do this, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. You need to be productive. It's like sometimes just stop thinking about it.
Oh,
That's so true. Like I've been doing more like just putting a record on and just like listening to it. Just like sitting in bed and just listening to it. I'm like, oh, like okay, I can get used to this. Like playing a bit of The Sims. Haven't played The Sims in a long time. Just like little like chill things, I guess, that we don't normally have time. We're always doing things, aren't we?
Yeah.
yeah. It's all hustle and bustle until you get a pandemic, eh?
Yeah. I had a nap. I know that's probably a big thing. But I was just like the other day I was like, I'm tired. Just want to have a nap. So I went down, had a nap, woke up and was just like, feel better now.
Awesome.
Oh,
And I've been doing some playing in the sun, which was nice.
it's amazing what that vitamin D can do, isn't it? It's an instant
Yeah,
pick me up.
definitely.
Sometimes you feel like a vampire, just like, no,
Yeah,
no sunshine. Nah.
exactly.
You need to get out there and garden, just like our good mate Katie.
You know why though? Because like sometimes I'll shut the curtains during the day. Like I've got to get outside.
And you know.
No sun. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to get out to the public, Katie?
I feel like I had a lot to say last week, and
Yeah.
this week I'm sort of like I've calmed down a bit, like, and I've like relaxed a bit and stuff. Last week I was like really concerned about like the state of the internet. Actually, I'm always concerned about the state of the internet. Let's be real. I even like wrote a song the other week called "I Hate Twitter,"
I love
which
it.
has various criticisms about it. Because, well, yeah, let's go into it. People, I'm just finding like I don't know if this was always the case, but especially during this pandemic, it's so like everyone's split into these like two polar extremes, and it's like the anti-vax conspiracy theorists and the scientist sheeple. And it's like you're either in one group or the other. You can't be in the middle, because if you're in the middle, it's like if you're not with us, you're against us. And it's like it's just like getting a bit crazy. And people are really mean on the internet, and it makes me scared to like go outside and see real people, because I think are people always this mean? You know? I don't know, what do you guys think?
Noticed a lot of I follow, like, for example, I follow a lot of people that were on Big Brother like 10 years ago. And so there's Tully, there's Tahan, there's Tim, if people know, if there's Ben, and even people like in the wider sense in the world. And they have like spoken up because they're either like pro-vaccine or not. And equally, they've gotten backlash just as bad, is what I've found really interesting. And Tully, who was on Big Brother, came out and she was like, look, I was having a really tough time. I had this, this, and this going on. And then I was getting backlash over a post I did days ago. And you need to understand just to be kind. But people are in such fear and hate. They're just like bang, 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 bang at other people, you know? I've noticed that quite a bit recently. Not like that was never a thing. It was always a thing, but it's kind of like perpetuating, I think, now.
To be honest with you, I think like I found myself just retreating from those types of places like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just because I do feel there is such a polarizing situation going on now where people can't actually have a conversation. People want to just label everything and go, you sit in this camp, I sit in this camp, blah, blah, blah. And they want to have fights. And I guess we have so much uncertainty going in the world in the world. So I think like this is people's way to be like, you know, keyboard warriors, to put down people when they need to, because hey, I'm going through my own shit, but let's make you feel shitter. Yeah. So like for me personally, in this whole like few weeks and whatnot, I've enjoyed not being involved, not being on those platforms, because they all just are platforms for someone just to make noise. And, you know, I think like having some quiet and peace and having good conversations with people who make you feel listened to, heard, is really what we should be moving towards. I think posting a statement, you know, in how many characters can be interpreted wrong. there's no sense of tone, there's no sort of so just for me personally, I'm really enjoying, like, I guess, video calls with people and conversations in real life too. Like yesterday, I was taking some food over to my auntie's, and the lady in the lift, her and her partner were like, "Oh, it smells amazing, blah, blah, blah." We just had a little chat, you know, like in the lift as we we're going down to the bottom floor. And it's just like, I think it's important is that, like, we kind of, you see moments of that where people are looking for connection. You know, we're living a lot of our lives now via screens and not human interaction. But it's cool that you see still that people prefer the human interaction with someone rather than, you know, a comment on or a like on an Instagram post. Yeah.
That's so true. I think those little interactions with people are what I miss the most, actually, about being out at work and like just out, like going to the petrol station, past the shops to the post office. Sometimes you have really nice like moments with people who like you'll never see again.
Yeah, with strangers.
Yeah. And normally you're just like in a rush and you skip all that. You know?
Yeah.
It's putting things into
I love
perspective.
people watching. I know that's going to sound really thin. That's what I've been doing a lot of.
Yeah.
You know, we've got so much time. I'm really noticing how important it is in life sometimes to stop talking.
It's like the
And
Italian
to
way,
just
isn't it?
observe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just sit
Just
back and
observe
watch.
people. Yeah. And like just watch, you know, watching, people watching. I like had so much fun this week going on my walks and just people watching, sitting down on a bench, observing other people, what they were talking about, what they were doing, what were they complaining about, what were they happy about. You know, it's just, I think it's one of those things that I've never really done in quite a while, is like just sit down and observe, you know, the world, observe people, observe, you know, those moments, like you said, those little funny lines that people said to each other, like your overheards and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I'd say. It's been fun. People watching.
That's like fully a thing. One of my best friends, that's like one of her favorite hobbies.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's just, people just do some funny things, and like it's just funny to observe them.
I think
And the
that's what
dynamic
elderly
between
does.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
like
like, yeah, go.
there's two of my colleagues at work and they play off each other really, really well. So they very much remind me of like an old married couple who are just bickering, you know, like in that, no, you're doing it wrong, and blah, 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 don't tell me what to do, and all that kind of thing. It's just like really funny, just observing that, having a little like, you know, giggle over them, just, you know, having a little bicker and stuff. They just have very playful energy with each other. So it's just funny to observe it. Like, yeah.
I love that. We can be like so rude to our friends in Australia. Just like that, like you could be like calling someone like the rudest swear words, and it's, yeah, I love this person.
Yeah.
The culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Australia.
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 But
Yeah.
we're apparently getting kicked out in 9 minutes, people.
We're what?
We're getting
kicked
kicked out
time.
in 9. I've never had this before. But yeah, we've got 9 minutes. So you can just fill it up with all sorts of joy, Katie and James.
Well, I did have something I wanted to say.
Go.
And it was about, yeah, it's about that like polarization between like the different sides. So like, I don't know, I feel like I come from more of a group that's more on like the like conformist, science-based, we're getting the jab kind of thing. And from people who are in like my circle and associated with that belief, I do see a lot of hate towards like the people who believe the opposite and might believe like in some things that could be considered conspiracy theories. But I've actually been a conspiracy theorist before, like years ago. And I used to believe some crazy shit that like people still believe now. And I think there's legitimate reasons that people believe in those things. Um, and I see them called like stupid and like, oh, these people are dumb to believe in this kind of stuff. But like, I'm not actually a stupid person, and it wasn't a logical brain thing that got me to believe some of the things I did. It was an emotional thing. And I think people go through a lot of pain. People are victimized by society, and it causes them to not trust it. And I think there are legitimate reasons that people are searching for alternate views. And like you were saying, Jess, I think we just need to be kinder to people and not just like you were saying, James, like lump them into a category of like stereotypes that they think we are. Like, oh, these people are dumb, these people are stupid. Like, I had someone crying to me on the phone, like at work, because I work in like an alternative job. And they were like, don't get the vaccine. Everyone who's getting the vaccine is going to die. She started like crying and was like, there's not going to be enough people to bury the dead when this is like all over. Like,
What?
this is like what this person like believed this. And I was just like, whoa, like that's so intense. And I didn't tell her like it wasn't true or anything, because like that's what was true for her.
Yeah.
And it was just like this person like cares a lot about people. Like, she's not here to tell you like don't get the vaccine because like she wants us to suffer. It's like she believes that it's going to cause suffering. So it's like, yeah, I feel like we just really need to take the time to have compassion and to listen to the reasoning of like people who have different beliefs to us, because I think like we have a lot in common. Like, you really care about people, they really care about people, and it's just like you just don't know how people who have arrived at these kind of beliefs. I don't know. That was a big rant.
I concur.
Mm.
Oh, great.
100%. It's just like, is she a nasty person? Is she trying to kill people? No, but we're very quick to label her as someone who's going to kill a lot of people maliciously because she's not going to get the vaccine. Like, we're very quickly to stereotype and make assumptions about people. And I think that 100% what you said, we just need to be kinder, need to give people space to listen and give people space to observe as well. You know, maybe what would change some people's minds is just someone who's able to listen to them, who's able to hear their concerns and not dismiss them.
Exactly. Because as soon as you dismiss, people go on the defensive and they
Yeah.
don't want to listen to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't want to be rejected for their point of view. And as soon as you give them like an inch that you're rejecting them, they're just going to go off. And it becomes not logical at all and not what the situation is. It's some like trauma. It's dealing with trauma, you know?
Legit.
Yeah.
Just walk in light, people. This too shall pass, like everything else in this world. Centuries before us, there's been far worse. What
I
can
do think that this is raising very much like the time of like people having to sit with themselves is, you know, a lot of the stuff is actually trauma that you haven't processed or dealt with. And there was actually an interesting video yesterday where someone was talking about, you know, writing your story about your trauma, because writing about it, you can rewrite it. You know, it doesn't have to be fixed as exactly how it is. You can reframe it, retell your story about it, and that, you know, can be quite healing, you know, in the process of reshaping and reframing, you know, what it is, what happened, and how you can retell it in a different way where you're more gentler and kinder to yourself and more gentler and kinder to other people who, you know, everyone at the end of the day has their own, you know, trauma from all different things, which creates their the way they talk and their interactions with people. Often conflict is, you know, a feeling that you have from a trauma that then you're projecting out onto someone else because of something you've been through. So I found that pretty interesting, just listening to that video and just talking about how to reframe and rewrite your own story. And I think maybe a lot of people could benefit from that, just to be a bit more kinder and gentler on themselves, and therefore they can pass that on to other people.
Well said.
100%.
Thank you for joining us, Katie.
Thank you for having me.
You'll be
Thanks.
back.
I hope everyone's taking advantage of the extra 10 psychology sessions from the government
Yes.
during the pandemic. Get in there.
Get in there, mate.
Yeah, I've had them and they're
Oh, there you go.
awesome.
From the girl herself. I love it.
Yeah, just wanted to say that. But yeah, thanks heaps for having me and inviting me on.
Always. And stay safe. Take care of yourself. We love you, Katie.
You guys too. Is this goodbye we're getting off before we get kicked out forever?
Pretty much. We got 2 minutes, so I'll stop here.